Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jen, and today we're going to be making American Crusting Buttercream. It's really the first buttercream you should learn how to make for frosting cakes because it kind of crusts over after you frost it and decorate it. So it really holds its shape well for decorating, and also you can fix up your frosting a little bit after the fact, so it's really good for beginners. It's also a great base to try to make a lot of different flavors from. Also, it's super yummy, and I am really particular about frosting. Okay, so these are the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need a pound of confectioner's sugar. I like to get it in the bag so I don't have to sift it. I put in 2 different vanilla extracts in here. I just use a pure vanilla extract. The only reason to use the other one is because it's clear imitation vanilla extract. You can only get a vanilla flavor that's clear if it's imitation. But you only want to use this if you're concerned about having super white frosting, but you can correct for that by using violet colored food coloring, which I will show you later in this video how to do. Also, unsalted butter. Again, I correct for that color as well with violet food coloring. Also, Whole Foods, I used to use their butter and it tended to be not as yellow, so you could do that too. Meringue powder, which you can get at Michael's craft store or a place similar. Same with the clear vanilla extract, the imitation one, that's where you would get that as well. The cake and icing shortening, I got this on Amazon, but you can also get it at a bakery or restaurant supply store. You just need a little bit of salt and a little bit of milk, and that's all you need. And here's the tools you'll need: a stand mixer, or also you could do an electric hand mixer, and measuring spoons and cups, and spatula. So the first thing we're going to want to do is cream our shortening in butter. And make sure your butter's at room temperature, and we'll go ahead and do this on low speed with our paddle attachment. Okay, and then next we're going to add our milk and vanilla extract and just mix it on low speed until well combined. Okay, now we're going to add our confectioner's sugar. I also put the meringue powder mixed in there as well. And we're just going to scoop out about a cup at a time and leave it on low speed so you don't get a face full of white powder. And just slowly mix it in, and make sure you scrape the bowl every once in a while, especially the bottom. And I love this part because it's so magical, because I can always taste the sugar in the air when I use confectioner's sugar. Okay, now it's time to add the salt. I don't like to add more than 1/4 of a teaspoon, but I usually start with even half of that and do it by taste. So this is what it looks like now, and we're going to go ahead and increase this to medium speed, so I do 4 on my stand mixer, till it gets fluffy and lighter in color. And you want to make sure you don't go higher than medium speed, otherwise you're going to get air bubbles and it's going to be impossible to smooth out. Okay, so see how it is fluffier and lighter in color, and I kind of take the spatula and just kind of smooth it out and make sure that I can get it smooth. And as you can see, it's looking nice and smooth, so this has been mixed long enough. Okay, so now spoon some frosting out for taste, but also to set aside if you want to lighten up your frosting, if this isn't white enough for you. So we're going to use that violet colored icing coloring. I just do a little bit on a toothpick, a really, really small amount. Otherwise, you're going to end up with lavender frosting. So the reason I take a scoop out is because I'm going to compare the two colors of the icings together. And as soon as I see the other icing, the icing in the bowl is any lighter than the one I took out beforehand, I'm going to stop, because if I add any more, it's going to turn lavender. So it's a good comparison. Okay, let's go ahead and spoon some out and compare the colors. And I can definitely tell that the one we lightened is lighter, a brighter white. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but I can tell in person. So we can go ahead and stop. That was enough. So if you're curious why violet helps turn yellow frosting whiter, it's because when you look on a color wheel, yellow is on the opposite end of purple. So the purple cancels out the yellow, which makes it more white. So this frosting is ready to go and ready to be frosted on a cake. If you find, when you do your crumb coat, if you find that it's not smoothing well for you, just add a little milk, a little bit at a time. And I've found whenever I try new frostings, that if I'm struggling with it, that just adding a little bit of milk will help. Not too much though, because you don't want it sliding off the cake. You don't want it too runny, and you can't go back from that. So you can use this right away, or you can store it in the refrigerator in an airtight container for up to 2 weeks. Just remember when you do have it out on the counter that it is crusting buttercream and it will crust up. So you should get a damp towel and put it over the bowl to keep it moist. Also, when you do take that out of the refrigerator, make sure to remix it and get it back to room temperature as well. And if you're interested in seeing me frost a cake with this icing, you can go to my how to frost a cake video tutorial. So after you frost and decorate your cake with this frosting, keep it in the refrigerator to keep it fresh and looking its best. But you do want to take it out of the refrigerator with enough time for it to warm to room temperature, just before serving it, because cakes do taste their best at room temperature. Thank you guys so much for watching, and can't wait to see you next time.